Ready to start recording?
Yes. The time is 22:11 and the date 12th of December 2017. The suspect is Matthew King and the detectives are Caitlin Charlton and Dominic Stewart on the case. I will now read you your Miranda warning. Anything you say may be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to consult an attorney before speaking to the police. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you before any questions if you wish. Would you like an attorney?
No, man. I'm not one for beating around the bush. You've done the crime, that's obvious. So don't waste my time anymore.
Take your time. Try not to be too nervous. All we want to know is the ways you use, develop and challenge forms and conventions of real media products.
Well, we use many conventions in our video, like close-ups and extreme close-ups to show the character's emotion, or in many cases, lack of emotion.
What else? I can see through your lies!
It's okay, we're not here to punish you. We just want to know what conventions you use.
Okay. We also use the conventions of the indie rock genre to help us create the tone of our video, frequently using symbols to construct a dark and subtle narrative, which we found was conventional of our genre and liked by our target audience.
Go on.
In our research, most videos relied on symbols and colour to evoke both meaning and narrative.
Especially in the videos when the sun goes down.
In Take Me to Church, symbols were used to reinforce the narrative, ensuring that the story could be told more effectively and quickly to the viewers. We understood the need for this, as the fast cuts we were going to use in our video would restrict us from having large scenes of narrative. Thus, we used the convention of our genre to use symbols when getting our narrative across. We also ensured that the editing of our video matched the song, making the straight cuts occur on drum beats and making sure that there was a crescendo of editing speed to match the change in speed of music, as this was something we found conventional during our research in every video we looked into. We were particularly interested in how the editing of Take Me to Church increased as the video progressed, thus evoking a sense of tension that we believe we could apply to our own video and narrative. At one point, the music was wholly drum beats, and we ensured that each beat of the drum resulted in a different shot, which resulted in having a different shot each half second over a period of 20 seconds. This not only matched the convention of matching the editing of the song with the beat of the music, but also helped to portray the destruction of the mind of our character, ultimately showing the breakdown of his complex and fragile mind. This convention was backed up by the research we carried out, particularly effective in the video for I Predict a Riot.
Okay, that's great. Now, did you develop any conventions?
Something that is conventional of music videos in our genre is to use a black and white filter. This usually conveys themes of depression and binary opposition. This was a convention we found during our research into existing media products. We liked how in the video for Take Me to Church, this filter reflected the themes on screen. Through understanding how this convention is applied to music videos, we were able to formulate how we could use it in our own video. We liked this idea, but we decided that we wanted to develop it further, using a sepia filter instead of a black and white to connote a feeling of withering and decay, something that our character is psychologically experiencing. As well as this, not only did we have a solid filter throughout the video, we decided to have a gradient running across the narrative, this being at the beginning of the video was in normal colour. However, this gradually regressed into a sepia until the end of the video was completely deficient of colour. This showed the character's gradual fall into mental breakdown, and through developing the black and white convention, we depicted this decay more effectively.
What about this? What conventions have you used and developed here?
Overall, we implemented the basic conventions of digipacks, these being the inclusion of multimedia formats like the music video, having the record label on the back panel, using a house font across all panels, and having clear symbols that relate to the music and genre. To adhere to these conventions, we have ensured that our digipack looks professional, which appeals to our audience who would not purchase a digipack that does not feel professional. Alongside this, we developed the convention of having a band photo on the digipack. Usually, a band photo is one where all the members of the band are standing together in the same photo. However, we thought this did not match the feeling of our project, and thus we decided to isolate each member of the band into their own Polaroid, thus further emphasising the trapped theme that we have conveyed throughout the project. Developing this convention allowed us to maintain a professional feel of the digipack, whilst also keeping in line with the themes of our video.
I know what you're doing. Stop dodging the real question. We know what you've done. We know you challenge conventions. Come on then, spit it out!
Just be honest, you'll feel better.
I'm starting to lose my patience now!
Alright! I admit it. We did challenge conventions of existing media products.
You sicken me.
What conventions did you challenge? Take your time.
Well, we challenged the use of a jump cut.
You what?
Instead of showing a physical progression towards something, we switched it. showing the character walk towards something only to be pulled back to the beginning of the walk. We believe this fit better with the theme of the video, showing that he's being pulled back by his mental state.
I just don't believe it. I just don't. And look at this advert. If I recall correctly, it's conventional for adverts to have pictures of the band on them. This is just criminal.
Would you like to explain this?
We believe that having the cage bird on the poster allowed us to convey the themes we wanted to evoke to people viewing it. This will be effective because, unlike simply having a photo of the band, we were able to show the viewers what the music in the album would be like. As from the symbol, they'd be aware that the music explores themes of freedom or a lack of freedom. Besides, during our research into the conventions of adverts, we found that many posters within our genre featured symbols over photos anyway. They were also used to depict the contents of the album in a simplistic and creative way, and through looking at adverts from the Arctic Monkeys and the Stripes, we came to understand the importance of symbols on the digipack and advert. We also found that symbols on digipacks and adverts helped to construct the branding of the band, and through ensuring that symbols were clear in all elements of our project, we were able to build a recognisable brand that was also clear during our research into existing media products.
Alright, that's all we need for now on that. Now tell us, how effective is the combination of your main and ancillary products?
Throughout all three elements of our project, we have ensured that we have kept a continuous house style, thus ensuring that we have used synergy to create a brand image that becomes memorable to our target audience. Throughout our research of existing media products, this was something that was very obvious, and it was clear that ensuring our project had a strong brand along with it would be both effective and conventional.
What a load of waffle. Just get straight to the point.
Well, we have used similar symbols in all three elements, which all link together to create this feeling of synergy. For example, the symbols of the heart and the chains are both prominent in the video and the digipack. Alongside this, we've used a sepia filter in our video that is used on our digipack and advert. This colour brings all three elements together and links well with the themes running throughout the project. We didn't use vibrant, bright colours on the digipack because we felt that this would contradict with the themes and feelings of the video, and we understood that the synthesis of the video and the ancillary tasks was crucial so to construct a brand image. Overall, we believe that keeping the same themes and symbols running throughout would appeal to the audience, whilst effectively and efficiently telling the story behind our album through colours and symbols.
Well, it's all well and good that you've got the same colour running throughout, but honestly, what's the point of this digipack and advert? The video's the main deal, the thing people want to see, not birds and cages and some song names.
Our advert helps to show our product to more eyes. Adverts are an essential part of marketing as they help interest the consumer. Adverts have to be engaging and eye-catching as well as and we feel that our advert is, as it's different and definitely appealing to the eye. Adverts help the success of a product by informing the consumer of what the product is and where to find it. We have done this on our advert by showing that the product is what the product is through using the language of adverts. Phrases such as available now and deluxe edition reinforce what the project is, an album. Through including links to media platforms such as Apple Music and Spotify, arguably the top streaming platforms in the music industry, we have directly appealed to our younger target market who prefer downloading music to buying CDs. We would not have been able to get this information across without the use of an advert. Our digipack and advert are definitely unique and can definitely draw attention, and thus the effect of these products cannot be understated. Whether the product is seen online or on a shelf, ultimately we are engaging with our market and persuading them to purchase the product through the face value of our digipack and advert. Our target market definitely judged by book by its cover, and the aesthetic of our digipack appeals to this. As for why we need all these products to link, we believe that without the synthesis of all three products, we would lose the recognisable form that is essential through album launches. With this, the fact that the video is similar to the digipack and advert means that consumers will be able to recognise each element separately, whilst also prompting them to make the connection with the other elements. In this case, a consumer could watch the video, then see the advert and realise who made the video they just watched, thus prompting them to purchase the track or the album as a whole. It is for this reason that including digipacks and adverts is effective to the success of an album launch.
Jeez, you're the only suspect I've seen with words like synthesis. I don't trust this guy. There's something fishy here. Why is he talking about music videos?
Innocent until proven guilty, man!
Be quiet for a minute, will you?
I'm not actually sure what crime is committed, if you want me to be honest.
Well, let's just keep the case going. We have some witnesses lined up. Let's see if he can talk his way around that.
Okay, so we have some eyewitnesses. We're going to show you what they've said. Their identities have been hidden for legal reasons. We want you to tell us what you have learned from audience feedback.
Ha!
I think that their performance needs to be refilmed in a new location and then also use different camera movements and camera angles during.
So this is obviously from our rough cut. We definitely took the feedback on board, as for the final cut we changed the location of our performance to the drama studio, in which we used the darkness to create a visual representation of the character's mind. We believe this was more interesting and thus was more appealing to our audience. We also dealt with the lack of camera albums and movement by using different pieces of equipment, such as the crane and dolly, which made the performance more dynamic and interesting.
I think you just need to maybe film a bit more variety of shots.
This was a large criticism of our rough cut, but we ensured that in our final cut, we added more variety of shots through, again, using more equipment such as the mount and dolly to have more camera movement and shaky shots in the video. However, whilst we took on board this criticism, one of the reasons we had a largely still camera throughout our narrative was to subtly express the message of how the outside does not match the inside when it comes to depression. On the surface, the character seems normal, as shown through the mise-en-scène and the still shots, but on the inside he's breaking apart, something that is not visual.
My favourite thing from watching the rough cut was the passionate and intense impact the narrative had on the viewer.
Something that was clear from our rough cut feedback was that the main focus for the change was the performance, as our peers and teachers liked the narrative, which only needed small changes. From gaining this feedback, we were able to focus more on our performance, whilst gaining assurance that our narrative was successful and effective.
I like the imagery on this digipack. It stands out and it's interesting and it matches the video. I think I would be intrigued by this if I were to see it on a shelf because it's different from other digipacks.
From gaining this feedback, we were assured of the effect of our digipack. Whilst creating the digipack, we were conscious that we wanted it to stand out.
When I saw this poster, I instantly understood it. I think the use of the symbol of the caged bird communicates really well what the album is like. It also connects to your genre, which I like, as it means fans of your genre will be instantly attracted to it.
This is the reason we included the symbol on the poster. This feedback reinforces the effect of symbols on digipacks and posters, and we are glad that our target audience think that our ancillary tasks fit with the genre, which is something we wanted to ensure was apparent.
The narrative and the ending of the narrative is really effective and thought-provoking, and I also like the way in which the performance isn't boring. It matches the narrative and makes the video quite metaphorical and interesting.
We are glad that our target market believe our narrative is thought-provoking, as going into the project we knew that we wanted to evoke strong themes that acted as a type of social commentary. We believe that this fit with the conventions and was liked by our target market, and through changing the narrative we ensured that these themes were not just in the narrative, but were also clear throughout each aspect of the video.
Interesting. Very interesting.
So you still deny your guilt, even after watching that?
Absolutely yes, I am innocent.
You're still denying your guilt, but there's a few things that were left on the crime scene that you cannot deny.
These were all found at the scene of the crime. Would you mind explaining how you use these media technologies in the construction, research and planning and evaluation stages?
And don't even try to deny it. We know you're guilty. This is just for extra assurance.
So we understand that this job was too large for you to do without accomplices. You don't need to snitch. We already know who they are. Now tell me, how is it that these assisted you in your project?
When coming to the research stage of our project, the use of media technologies were essential. For example, we used YouTube and other video sharing networks to allow us to access existing media products. Through using this online platform, we were able to watch music videos and then easily share these videos with the rest of our group. Because of this, we were able to all formulate our response to these media products and thus become aware of the conventions of these quickly, with instant group coordination. As well as this, social media was crucial in attaining feedback from our target market throughout the project. Whenever we were unsure about a decision, we would ask a question to our feedback group and instantly receive their opinions. Alongside this, we also used our social media pages such as Facebook and Twitter to send questionnaires to a massive audience.
What about when it came to planning? I bet you and your accomplices loved plotting this crime.
The main media technology we used for planning was Blogger. Its linear format allowed us effective understanding of the progression of our project over time and helped us with organising our time effectively. As well as this, the online format of this helped gain feedback from teachers and peers about the ideas we were planning.
We've got you now, you can't deny this. This screenshot shows that you were using social media platforms to plot your crime.
No, you're right. I can't deny it. We use media forums such as Facebook Messenger and Snapchat to communicate effectively with our actor in our narrative and the band in the performance. Through using these online forms of communication, we increased our organisation capabilities through understanding when actors were free and not free, something that would have been harder to communicate without the use of this technology.
And what about this? This is what I have here, the main tool for your crime. Do you recognise this piece of evidence? What did you use it for?
Yes. That's the camera we used. It was a Nikon DSLR 500. We used it to shoot our footage. We used many of the features on this camera to ensure the quality of our footage was the best it could be. When it came to film our performance, understand how the exposure worked on the cameras was crucial to the idea behind it, as we needed to continuously make it look as if the band seemed as if they were in a small spotlight in an otherwise massive and never-ending black abyss. To ensure that the level of darkness was constant throughout this, we had to lock the exposure on the setting it needed. Additionally, something we found that was conventional of music videos was focus pulls. Therefore, we used these cameras to execute this convention, using the simple twist of the lens to shoot multiple focus pulls, thus allowing us to both conform the conventions whilst also creating a visually pleasing look for the consumer.
And what about your evaluation stage?
To create the look of a jail interrogation room, we used a green screen. By using this, we have made this part of the project more entertaining, and through using Premiere Pro in conjunction with the green screen, we have ensured a consistent professional feel.
Not to be too frank, but to me, with this digipack and advert, it seems as though you have simply drawn them with no technology used at all.
You'd be wrong for assuming that. It's true that our digipack and poster had a lot of hand-drawn elements in them. However, the application and enhancement of these drawings through the use of media technologies was key to the success of our ancillary tasks. More specifically, we used Adobe Photoshop and InDesign to construct and structure both the digipack and advert. In this, we used the digital scans of our drawings and layered them underneath text and filters to create the look we were going for. For instance, the flowers on the digipack each had to be digitally altered after they were scanned in. This entailed using the quick selection tool and magic brush to remove the backgrounds the flowers were on, then inversing this selection to add filters that contributed to the withered look we wanted. These were then exported into InDesign, where they were grouped and resized to fit with the structure of our digipack. Using a mixture of technology and hand-drawn elements on our ancillary tasks allowed us to make the text on the page stand out more, as the background it was layered on top of contrasted to the clean and controlled look that the technological aspects bring, such as text, thus ultimately allowing for a more dynamic and eye-catching digipack and advert.
Well, it's clear that you've put a lot of thought into this, haven't you? You're going away for a very long time. I mean, look at this video. It's obvious that these pieces of evidence have been used in its construction.
We understood the need for proficient use of media technologies throughout the construction of our video. This ranging from the various pieces of equipment we use, such as tripods, dollies, mounts, cranes, and various pieces of lighting, such as LEDs and redheads, which enabled us to have a strong variety of camera shots and angles and different lightings to create a more dynamic and exciting video, to more digital forms of media technology, such as Premiere Pro, which allowed us to easily intersplice and cut our footage, thus enabling us to present our narrative clearly through the editing. Going into the construction of the video, we were aware that the actor for our video was not the best, and could not accurately display compelling emotions through his lacking acting skills. Therefore, we were conscious of the importance of editing, and thus the editing software. Through using Premiere Pro, we were able to make up for the lack of professionalism in the acting with a heightened level of professionalism in the editing. In this, we used the editing to evoke our narrative, using animation to create the gradual sepia effect, showing the character's gradual mental decay, and Premiere's simple tools to cut the video in time with the music for the climax of the video. Without the combined use of equipment and digital technologies, the effect and the impact of our video would have been drastically deficient.
And here we have it, right here in my notes. You've ticked every box.
Yes.
That's not a good thing. It means we have enough evidence to convict you. Do you want to do the honours?
Would love to. Matthew King, I'm arresting you for the crime of making a conventional, thought-provoking, and effective media product. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something you may later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
Get it!
Oh.
What is with me?
We also ensured that the edit in our video matched. I'm holding a pen. That doesn't make any sense. Why I'm holding a pen.
Just be honest, you'll feel better.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah.
Advert. If I recall correctly. What? If I call.